before I go in depth or I get too deep into this, let me start. If you are watching this video in the hopes of um, me exposing, or if you watch any of my videos in the hopes of me exposing anyone or just putting someone's information, names, personal information, etc., out there, as far as to who I have dealt with or who I am dealing with, that's not happening. I'm a firm believer in not putting someone's secrets, stories, the things that they do behind closed doors out in the forefront, because that's not my job, nor is it yours. But hey, to each his own. Do what you want, do what you feel, do how you feel, or do what you feel is going to make you happy, or do what you feel is going to make you better in that situation. No one can tell you. But for me personally, that's not what I'm doing. That's not what I'm about. But what I am doing is expressing my experiences so that it can help someone who is either going through it or has been through the same exact thing. So, trans women have reps, right, for being sexual beings, fantasies, and etc. But there are a lot of us trans women who are just like normal individuals who just want to be normal, who just want to live and lead normal lives. And I want to definitely talk about story time, right? Should I light this? I would light it, but no, I don't need it for this. I want to hopefully help someone deal with a situation or a circumstance. Now, I do what I do based off of just my own experiences and hoping that it can help someone else gain some self-love for themselves. Because when I tell you I was a mess, I mean I was a complete and utter mess. Many people don't know this, but I started my YouTube channel initially with the hopes of being seen, with the hopes of being heard, with the hopes of being attractive to an individual who I had strong feelings for. When I say strong feelings, I've expressed this before. I had real life strong feelings for someone that, you know, I didn't have a physical interaction with, and it was just weird to me. And I wanted the person to see me so bad. I wanted the person to acknowledge me, to, you know, respect, or just give me that I don't want to say overstanding. Give me that. I wanted someone to give me love that I wasn't willing to give myself. Put it like that. So, and that's a whole story. I'm not sure if I talked about that. I'm not really even wanting to talk about it because I don't personally care no more. What happened. I met an individual who pretty much pushed me into finding self-confidence and self-love for myself, which resulted in this YouTube channel. And I'm really proud of it and thankful for what that individual did for me, because when I tell you I lacked self-confidence, when I tell you I lacked self-love, when I tell you I lacked appreciation for myself, that I was just so lost. I was so lost. But this person, of course, you know, like I said, this was the ghoster who just left me high and dry. And like for 2 years, I was stuck. I was like, what the fuck happened? I was in love with this man. So for 2 years, no, not 2, a year and a half. Not even a year and a half, a year and some months. But essentially, I'm going through like healing, right? From being ghosted, being hurt, being, you know, completely just like shut out and left out in the cold. And for many people who don't know what it's like, many people who haven't been through that, it's a horrible pain, you know, when you really, really want someone, you know, and you feel it, you know, and it doesn't happen. It's a horrible pain that you have to go over. And I think a lot of people end up either possibly committing suicide or harming themselves or harming others. And a situation like that really breaks individuals where they can become the people who hurt them. And I want to clarify that. Ensure that you are healing from whatever hurt and or pains that someone caused you, so that you do not become the person who hurts you. And it's so easy to become the person who hurts you. Trust me, I'm telling you this from experience. You can become so cold-hearted, you can become so negative, you can become so nasty, you can become just like the most downright foul person dealing with certain individuals. So please protect yourself, your energy, and just your entire existence from people who don't treat you the best or give you exactly what it is that you are giving in return. But I'm going through my healing phase, right? And I'm chilling, healing, cute. And of course, I use dating apps sometimes. Sometimes I just be bored and I just want to talk. I ended up using an app called Grindr, which we all know about, and it's infamous. I used the dating app Grindr and ended up meeting this guy who lived in a state right next to mine, but a different state or whatever, right? So I met this guy. He was in my city for, I don't know what he was here for, but he was in my city and was like, hey, we're gonna hang out. Click. This is down the third. Okay, cool. So the night that he was supposed to come and hang out with me, I ended up falling asleep on him. Like, he came, parked, and was literally outside my fucking apartment for like literally like an hour, I think an hour and a half, just like waiting on me. And I was like, I went to sleep, you know, and I was like, I don't know. So I ended up waking up the next day and was like, I'm so sorry, this is kind of third. And this dude brought me Jack in the Box. Now at that time, during my healing, Jack in the Box was life. A chicken sandwich with some curly fries, and a Sprite. And he literally brought it for me. He brought it, whatever, and the food was wasted. So I remember texting him the next morning and was like, you know, I'm really sorry. Like, that was messed up, whatever. He was like, oh, it's fine. I'll still come see you. So I was like, okay, cool. He was like, I'll still bring you Jack in the Box. And I was like, shit, love of my life. You know, right now, love of my life. Because that's what he was. So ended up coming, had an, of course, amazing experience, an amazing time. And dude left. Now, after this experience, everyone has experiences. Everyone has moments. Everyone engages with people. But I became so closed off that an experience to me was just that, an experience. I was like, fuck it. You know, niggas don't care. I don't care, personally. But this person was different. You know, this person was like, it was cool, you know? And so he ended up leaving. I went back to Louisiana, and I'm still, of course, in my city at home. And I ended up getting a text from him. It was like, hey, have you ever been to Lake Charles? And I'm like, hell yeah, I've been to Lake Charles before. Of course, Louisiana is like home for me. He was like, well, would you want to come out? And this is where things get interesting. And this is where so many people can fall into traps. And this is where so many people can get stuck. There was a moment where I was debating on going with this guy just to like spend a week with him, you know, just to like have fun with him, just to engage, just to see what he was about. There was a moment before I said yes. I was debating hard, like, should I go, should I not go? And the one thing that did get me to go was, like I said, I had but I was trying to get over an experience that damn near killed me. I was trying to get over someone who damn near broke me. And so for me, I was like, I can't stay stuck in the situation. I can't stay stuck hurting. I have to move on in some way, shape, or form. And this is why I preach so much about loving yourself, accepting yourself, being one with yourself. Because for a period of time throughout the month of when I was dealing with the person, I didn't really make YouTube videos. I completely said, fuck my spirituality. I completely just went off the hinge because I became just a part of someone else's life experience. Therefore, my life experience no longer mattered. That's how I saw it. So dude's like, come to Louisiana with me, whoop de whoop de whoop. And I'm like, okay, suck it up, go. So dude literally drove from Louisiana to come and get me. Me, my dog, and my cat. It was so cute. It was adorable. And like packed us up, and like we literally went to Lake Charles, and I was there for like a week. The first time I was there for like a week. Was it a week? Or was it like 3 days? I don't know. It was like 3 or 4 days. It was something. And let me say this. It's hard to tell who's for you and who's really not for you. Especially today, because today people are so shysty. When I tell you this guy had me meeting like his cousins, and was taking me places and like just showing me around like his city or whatever. And I really felt in that moment like that this person was like, I was like, but damn, because my entire life existence has been people who were down low, people who are afraid to live in their truth, or people who just wouldn't want to try. And I was like, okay, well, I have this guy who's really just trying. And so I'm like, okay, cool, let's just go with it. And it was fun. But there was a really dark thing going on that a lot of people really, whoever knew me knew that I was dealing with. While this person was doing all of these things, you know, whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop, I think it's amazing that individuals are so open with their sexuality. I think it's amazing that people are so just free. What I don't think is amazing is the idea that trans women are sex objects. And I say that because this person every single night wanted to have sex. This person every single moment when he got off work wanted to have sex. This person literally was all 90% about sex, and it was terrifying. Because at first I didn't see it, because we hung out, had an amazing week, and then I ended up leaving. And once I ended up leaving, we ended up stopped talking. We stopped talking, and of course, at this time, I'm so used to people being like, okay, well, I'm gonna go this way, you go that way. I was just like, okay, bye, go, you know. So I was like, okay, cool. So of course we ended up stop talking, came back to Houston, and I ended up start traveling for work, which was really fun. Met a lot of great people, had a lot of great experiences, and with a lot of new places. However, this is where the crazy thing happens. This is in this not crazy, but this is where the shit started really getting weird. I ended up coming back to Houston because I had a break. Yeah, I had a break from work, and I ended up coming back to Houston. By this time now, you know, mind you, when I had first met the dude, I didn't have a car. I didn't have shit besides the pot that I was pissing in my room. But, you know, we stopped talking. We literally stopped talking for a month. And then within that month, I went out, got me a car. I went out and made hella fucking money. I went out and just did like a lot of things that were beneficial to me, you know? And it was all because I ended up letting this person go. So it's okay, cool. I'm doing all these things. I come back home, and I'm driving to go get Chinese food, and lo and behold, I have Grindr on my phone. I get a message from this dude. Hey, I'm back in your city. How have you been? I missed you. Now, I would usually make... The person I am today would tell you, hey, if a motherfucker comes back around about the blue, bitch, duck it. Duck it. If you don't duck it, check it. Make sure it's, you know, 100% straight and in facts. Because I do believe in second chances and that people can redeem themselves. And I also believe that people sometimes go through shit, and we all go through shit. I've been through shit. You've been through shit. So to just denounce someone just based off of an experience that whether it went left or wrong, however it went for you, you decide if you want to give someone else a second chance or hear them out. Me personally, I'm always willing to hear someone out. And that's exactly what I did in this situation. I ended up hearing him out. Went to his place that he had out here in Houston, because this dude, he ended up getting that Airbnb in Houston. He was out here before... I think it was pre-planned. I don't think he came out here for me. I think he was out here for the situation that they were having back home. Because I think it was a hurricane or something like that. But he ended up coming out here, and I ended up hearing him out. He messaged me, and I ended up hearing him out and hung out or whatever. And of course, we were doing a damn thing like we didn't stop, you know? But this time it was a little different. Reason I say it was a little different was because this time, for some reason within that month, I kind of grew up. I kind of started to gain a little bit more understanding just about myself, a little bit more appreciation for myself, even though I wasn't all the way there, and I'm not even fully there now. It's hard loving yourself, I'm telling you, especially when you've been through some shit, and you've done some shit within your own experience, you know. Trying to remove certain ways and or beings of yourself is very difficult. But during this time me and this dude was separated, I started to gain a little bit more love, appreciation, and just attraction for myself and knowing what it was that I wanted. And so when he came back around, I started to overstand the fact that this person definitely had a sex problem. This person was 24/7 all about sex. This person literally was a sex addict. Whether this person wants to admit it or not, this person literally was a sex addict. I'm not sure if this person still is, but it's just experience from my point of view. So overstanding this, me and this person, we ended up having a deep conversation one night. Just a deep conversation. Me talking about how I felt, and this person telling me about how they felt. And it felt really good to be able to come to that common ground, to be able to talk to someone. However, everything that I do has a point. And this is where my stupidness kicked in. I have a tendency to believe that I can help someone. I have a tendency to believe that I can try to not fix, but push or ensure that someone overcomes an obstacle or circumstance in their life, and that's just not the case. Because while yes, I can help someone, while yes, I can push someone be the best version of them, I always get the short end of the stick. You know, I'm the person who comes in and helps you get this greatness when you're supposed to be helping me achieve the greatness as well, but I will help people achieve greatness, and then they'll go off and try to share that greatness with someone else. It always fails in the end for them, and I'm still sitting here looking like shit, and I have to build myself up from the bottom, but still, you know. And I want to make sure that for anyone or everyone who watched this video, make sure that you are not someone who thinks or believes that you can fix, that you can change, that you can push someone into being a better version of themselves, no matter what anyone tells you, no matter what anyone tries to make you believe. If someone's not willing to put in the effort to fix themselves, or at least attempt to fix themselves, there's not a goddamn thing that you can do. And the reason I say that is because me and this person had this conversation. We had this talk. Tears were shed. You know, there was an overstanding. There was common ground, you know. And we literally said, you know, we aren't going to do this sexual relationship. We aren't going to do this relationship. We're just going to do a partnership where we coexist, where we literally help each other out mentally, and we just do the damn thing and we just rock. Now, clearly that didn't happen because I'm no longer in Lake Charles. The day after having the conversation, this dude had a complete meltdown. And I think it had a lot to do with his parents because he was very heavily influenced by his parents. Reason being is because one day his mom literally came to the house and sat outside with him for about a good 30-40 minutes telling him how he should not be dealing with someone like me. And I'm just sitting there like, my hair is a mess, but I don't care. You know, I'm just sitting there like, if that's what you want to do, boo, like, I can't stop you, you know? Your mama said you can't do something, you can't do something. Hey, you know? I'm not going to stop a little boy, you know, from listening to his mom or his dad, you know? And in that moment, I felt like I was dealing with a little boy. And so, of course, I ducked my fucking ass up out of there and hightailed it. Now, the whole reason me saying this video is because as trans women, we are always getting the lesser end of the stick when it comes to love because of the situations we put ourselves in. And I say that, and I hope it hears, I hope someone, I don't hope you only hear me when I say that. I hope you feel me when I say that. We put ourselves in situations and circumstances with individuals who don't see us, appreciate us, and or love us fully for who we are. Those are choices that we as trans women make. So as trans women, we need to make better choices as to who we engage with, how we engage with them, and we need to make better choices on what it is that we want from individuals. And when I say that, I mean like so many of us are just so willing and quick to, you know, or so many, I'm gonna say it for me, was willing to give it up and give it away because the nigga was like, oh, you pretty, or, you know, I'm about to give you some attention, you know, and that was all I really wanted. You know, it was never what you had. It was never, you know, what you were doing in your life. It was always just the person. You know, if you can give me love, if you can show me affection, if you can give me that, we're cool. Because I'm the type of bitch I can go out and get it myself, you know? The cars, the houses, the apartment, the whatever it is that I've ever wanted, I got it myself. No one ever gave me anything. So it was always just me wanting that love and affection and attention and willing to sell my motherfucking self for the bottom dollar to get it. And that's just one of those choices that I made based off of the life circumstances that I had growing up. Not having love, not having affection, not really having anyone to give me that. When I tell you I didn't have parents who showed affection, they didn't. You know, when I tell you it's still rough out here, mother on drugs, father just like a shit show. It's really rough out here in these streets for a lot of people. So overcoming situations and circumstances isn't easy, and I get it. Trust me, I'll be the first person to be like, I get it, I understand. Where are you coming from? It's not hard. It's not easy. It's hard for everyone in some way, shape, or form. However, you get to a point in life where you decide you want better for yourself. You see the trajectory that your life is going, or you even see the trajectory that your life could have went. Because when I tell you as a trans woman, my life could have went so many different ways. It could have went 10 times worse than what it is, or it could have went 10 times better than what it is. Just based off of the choices that I made, I see myself in a lane where I'm exactly where I need to be, to make a decision and a choice to choose better and to be better for myself. And that includes the people that I engage with and or deal with. And I don't want to just nail this video down to just because that wasn't a relationship, an experience that I had. This can be just for even your friendships. This can be just for your families. I literally just got rid of every single the final associate, because they weren't friends in the first place. Literally just got rid of the final fucking associate that I had in my life from like years back. And why? Because there's no support. If someone isn't pushing you, believing in you, or even giving you half First of all, it's not even half. If you aren't getting all of the things that you give back to someone, then you need to debt them, you need to debt the relationship, you need to debt the experience. Because there's no way in hell you'll be able to get to where you're going or get what it is that you want with dead weight attached to you. So, this video probably is a bit much. I don't know how I'm going to do it, how I'm going to edit it, because I was just running my mouth. But I hope it helps someone. I hope it pushes someone to be better, to make better choices. Because when I tell you my life could have been so much worse, I could have walked down a life, not just dealing with this person, but dealing with so many other people that really could have destroyed me. And I feel like there's someone right now who watches my YouTube videos who's on the brink of edge of being destroyed. And if that person is you, I'm going to tell you this. You shouldn't let a man, you shouldn't let a woman, you shouldn't let a single person who pisses, who bleeds the same way as you do dictate your life and your future. You shouldn't let them have that much power over you where they're able to destroy you and everything that you want to create and who it is that you want to be. Take your power back by making better choices. Take your power back by being a better person for yourself before you can be it for anybody else. So always be choosing to make that choice. Always be choosing to see that you have 10 more better options than what it is you're giving yourself. Sorry, my phone was going dead. And just choose you. And when you choose you, everything and everyone else who chooses you will align.